Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 2, Episode 5 of Losing Our Marbles, a talk for two. Today's guest is a guest whom I and he, while usually in alignment with one another, don't actually get to spend a lot of time together. So it's going to be fun to, spend some time together. So let's spend some time together. It's SportsCastSquad!
That's right. Welcome in. What up, man?
There he is.
So good to be here. That's such a true statement you just said right there. We don't get to spend enough time with each other. I know I've popped in and out, and same with you, but it's good. We're going to have some fun today, I'm sure.
Absolutely. So it's good to have you here on the show. You have a show, I have a show. We both have shows.
We do.
I'm going to slide over just a little bit.
Been doing podcasting for, 12 years.
12 years of podcasting. So to my understanding, and this is just kind of introduce you to the viewers on my stream that may not know of you.
Yeah.
You don't primarily Twitch. You're a bit bigger than Twitch, if that's a fair statement.
Yeah, I would say bigger than Twitch. We're on different platforms. Like we started, like I said, 12 years ago when podcasting was, almost in its infancy. It wasn't as big, obviously, as it is now with the Rogans and everybody else that has their, podcast going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we started as a sports comedy podcast back 12 years ago, and we've gone. We were on iTunes, iHeartRadio. We've been through the whole YouTube thing. We went through our own network as well, and then found Twitch about a year and a half ago. And I knew what Twitch was, and I've heard people barking in my ear over the past few years. You should bring your show over to Twitch. You guys should come over. It's a great platform. And I was really, really, really impressed of what we've come into the last year and a half here on Twitch. It's been nothing but a blessing. So, like I said, it started on a phone call. I called a local radio show. We're out of LA. So I called a local radio show that was looking for a sports podcast. They're starting out, and called in randomly. They, told them I used to gamble or dabble quite a bit in the sports gambling area.
Your need for in-depth knowledge has been long running.
Right. So I was like, hey, well, I could talk sports and everything. I like to talk. And so, of course, I called him. He told me to call him after the show. Long story short, that gave me a call back and said, hey, come out and we'll have an interview or, check you out. And he's like, you have a co-host. And I said, no, I didn't even think of that. I probably can't run really a podcast by myself unless I just do interviews all the time.
Right.
So I was like, hey, who better than my dad? I talk to my dad all the time. We shoot the shit about sports. So why not bring him in? And it's been 12 years running, man, since that day. So it's been good. So
fantastic. I've been watching, even though I don't say much in chat, but it's fun watching you and your dad. You've got a really good rapport. It's good stuff. It's good seeing.
Yeah, I mean, we'll drop F-bombs at each other. We'll go off on each other pretty good. I mean, you can imagine through 12 years, 400 and I think we have 50 something episodes, that there's been some fights, some cries, some hugs, some laughs. There's been it all over the place,
That's a good thing. It means you have a genuine relationship. You're not just putting on a show.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah, that's true. It is very, very genuine between the two of us. For sure.
Thing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, how are you doing over on that side of the country? Is it still on fire?
We do have some fires still going on. Air quality is not the best, but for the most part around me, because there was about 5 miles away from me and my pops. It was bad quality for about a month here. Hopefully, we've also gone through a heat wave. Also today, it's been 100-something degrees over here. So we need that rain. We need that rain bad. So overall, though, it's going good as far as the fires and so forth go. But I'm a fall, winter guy. Mm-hmm. I like rain. I like the fall. I like watching a movie, lighting up a fireplace and kicking back. I'm that type of person. So the heat really kills me. And where are you from? Where are you coming from?
New Jersey currently.
New Jersey. Okay, so we're complete opposite spectrums.
I spent some time in Colorado, so
See, I'd love to move to Colorado. I would love to. That's a state I would love to go out and move. California right now is just, not only is the state on fire, but it's just tough place to live as far as taxes, all that stuff as well. Like it's just it keeps going up and up and up, and everyone's fleeing now. They're either going to Austin or or somewhere else to get out of here. So we'll see. But the family's healthy and everything's good. So other than that,
Well,
everything's
that's good.
though.
Good to
Yeah,
hear.
yeah, I can't complain.
Yeah, I'm sporting some nice 50 to 70s day in and day out right now. Getting some
Yeah,
actual
you get
fall
that.
weather
You
in.
got that New Jersey. I saw it, and you have that's one of the biggest cups of coffee I have ever seen there. That is pretty big.
I think this is a reasonable sized cup. It's only about half the size of my head. I think there's nothing wrong.
And then you picked up. You have a coffee thing next to you. Is that how much coffee you plan on going
No,
through today?
this is my hot water. This is for tea.
Okay.
This is for drinking water. This is for,
Okay, I was like, damn, that dude is a coffee drinker.
and then this is the water that we drink out of the skull.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
So we're fully covered for beverages.
So how was that? How you like being out? Have you been out in Jersey for a while?
Well, I was actually in Colorado for the last 4 years.
Oh, really?
But with COVID and everything, I came back home to help out my parents and
Okay, cool.
try to keep things under control, as it were. So, looking to be moving out by the end of the year and starting up again. We'll see what happens.
Are you going back to Colorado?
Probably not. Probably go down to
no.
Delaware or something. But yeah, Colorado's just,
Yeah.
It's nice, but it's expensive and.
How the winters compared in Jersey to
I like
Colorado.
snow. Like that's one thing I did like because on the East Coast, like maybe you get snow, but it's usually brown the next day, and then it turns into slush, and then it turns into ice. Like I usually get like snow, right? So Colorado,
it's like the dirty snow, right? Like
and
it's like the
it's
dirty
like 3
snow
inches,
you
and it's
get.
just there, and it's awful.
It's
and
that
it's like
black stuff that's on the side of the road that has been pushed out.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. So it was
That's
nice having
fantastic.
actual snow, or like you're
Yeah.
driving
Yeah,
and
some
the roads
white
are
snow.
white and the walls to the roads are white and it's like actually snow.
That's a meme right there. Jersey snow to Colorado snow. I'm sure it's completely too different right there.
So
That's
I
funny.
did like that, but as great as the mountains are, I did miss the ocean. So
You did miss the ocean? Yeah.
yeah, it's life these days. Crazy
Yeah.
world. Crazy
It
world.
is. It's crazy. I mean, imagine I've got a 13-year-old daughter that
Oof.
I can't going through what she's going through, not being able to go to school or not having a summer, not be able to see her friends. Like we don't understand really the effect it's having on the kids too as well. They don't know what the fuck's going on. It's the first time for everybody. They're wondering just as much what's happening. So yeah, hopefully we can just get rid of 2020 here. I can't wait for it to get to a
Hopefully.
new year.
It'd be good if it improved first and then we got rid of it, right?
Yeah,
you don't,
can we
you don't
get a
want to
little bit
start.
of a head start, some momentum?
Yeah, you don't want to start the
momentum.
new year still digging out of the hole. We want to be kind of making progress before we get there, right?
No shit. That's funny.
Well, we'll keep things on the superficial for now. First two questions I have, and I think this is kind of relevant to what we're getting into very casually. Casting as a profession versus casting as a passion, and maybe more broadly, just voice work, just the job of the voice as a profession versus the job of the voice as a passion. How does that work in your world?
Man, that's a good question. I never really thought of my voice as a professional. It's more of a passion for me. Like I never really was like, oh, I'm professional. You should listen to my takes and take the information and soak it all. It's been a passion of mine just to make people laugh. I've always been growing up that guy that likes to make people laugh. And I've always been like that. I've always been a pretty outgoing person. And finding a way to make people laugh, and the comments that we get throughout the years of, hey, I popped in, I had a really bad day, and you made me laugh, or you made me not think of what's going on today. And that grows my passion, I guess, more than a professional aspect, because I do have a normal job. We have our family business, but so this is more of a passion to me, because if I could do this for my whole life, and God bless my family business takes care of me, but I would love to do this permanently because of the satisfaction I get coming out of the chat and other people. Veterans, we're big with veterans and too. So it's more of a passion for me when I go on there, and there's days like where I'll take off because I don't feel like I'm giving it my full passion. Do you know what I mean? There's the
Right,
days where
right.
streaming, I guess as a streamer, you probably felt it before. You're like, man,
Streaming
I
7 days
could
a
go
week
on.
for over a year? Nah, I don't feel it. I don't
Yeah,
feel it.
yeah, exactly, man.
Never
You feel it. You
happens.
wake, yeah, like, yeah, you wake up and you're just like, man, I just don't have it today. And I feel like I don't want to go on unless, I'm giving it my all to people
Right.
because I believe, I'm taking up their time. They're taking their time to come in and hang out with us. They have families, they have kids, and I would feel like I'm cheating them. So, yeah, for me, it's a definite passion of making just good vibes right now, especially in a world that, God, we need it more than ever right now. It's a place to just come in and be yourself. And, that's the one thing we preach the most on channels when you get in there is it's a place where you can be yourself as long as you're respectful to others.
Right.
We don't mind that at all. Be who you want to be, have fun, let go. But yeah, to answer the question, passion is way more for me than a profession. I almost don't even consider it a profession because I do it for the love of it. I do it without making a bit or a sub. I do it no matter what. And that's the thing. We did it. It's not like we started out of a garage. We didn't do it for the aspect of money. It was a passion. I love sports. I love talking with my dad. I love comedy. So it's just something that kind of grew, from there.
Fantastic. I think for me, on the realm of like passion versus profession, is trying to turn the passion into profession, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm sure they'll get to a point where you have to make a different decision. Like, well, how do I keep it a passion now that it's a profession, right? Like, so it's like one of those things. Like, I want it to be a profession, and then when you get it to a profession, you're like, oh no, I still want it to be a passion. Like,
that's a great point right there, because at some times it does feel like work. When it, you know what I mean, like real work, like you got it, like all the back end stuff. You do a lot of the back end, stuff too, the social media, videos, all that stuff. I don't have an editor. I don't have, a lot of it I'm doing on my own. It's just, and then you're like, God, this is work. Is this work? Do I like it anymore? There's some days, right? I'm sure you've gone through it in 7 days. You're like, man, do I like this as much as I think I like this right now?
Do I really need to stream today? Like, really?
Yeah. Like, do I need to pop this YouTube video? Do I need to make this clip, or do I need to make this banner? Like, yeah, there's just some days, So that's a good point you made right there. I like that.
Yeah. And Forensic Butterfly, I mean, maybe on SportsCast channel, but I judge continually on my channel, so you might be in the wrong place. I will tell you that you're being stupid to your face.
It was so great
without
when we
apology.
rated you the other day. You're like, yeah, I don't care, chat. I'm not paying attention. I'm doing this right now. And fucking slow me down. It was the greatest thing ever. It was like so great. I was like, that is so sheds right now. Sorry, chat. I know you guys are going there. Thank you for the follows. I'll get to you guys in a minute. I don't care.
This is not about you right now. I am busy.
Oh, so good. It was so good. Fantastic. Oh man.
So,
Yeah.
Stuff. Do you have any questions in the streamiverse that we've tapped into?
Yeah. Well, now we have in the stream. I was going to ask you, real, what got you your start? I've seen you. Obviously you're into the tilting quite a bit, track building. What sucked you into marbles? Because I always like to find out what got a lot of the marbles community into it. What got you into doing it? Were you playing games before this? Like, wow, are you a WoW guy, or is this
always
something...
been Blizzard? WoW was the one Blizzard game I never played because I knew what would happen if I did. It was like, I'll stay away from that.
Your life would be consumed, and
don't
never
need to lose my life to that one. We'll stick to the other 19 Blizzard games we're addicted to. We don't need the 20.
Yeah.
But really, for marbles specifically, it was just wide open. It was that blank canvas. Where it was like, it was season 6,
Fresh.
season 7. It was just starting to become more customizable. It was just starting to develop the map builder. Not too long after that, till it came out, like it was just like, oh, there's all these ideas that are just like sitting here, and everyone streaming it at the time wasn't even picking them up to look at it. They were just doing the grind. They were just doing the path to affiliate, doing whatever. I was like, there's so much here that's just not being done, right? And so that's kind of been my whole angle the whole time. It's just garner as much understanding of the game as possible. Built up a pretty strong relationship with Pixel on the development side of things, and just like really try to make this game as much as possible.
Did you like the community aspect of it, or did you like
I
more like you said
actually
it was an open?
wasn't into the community aspect for the first part. So when I first started,
Really?
it was just doing high speed commentary races like 5 days a
Okay.
week
Yeah.
for about 5 months, and that was just kind of like diving headfirst into like rip this beast apart kind of thing, give it a real strong go.
Right.
And so, and what I found from that was it wasn't really good for the grinders because I wasn't doing races as efficiently, and it wasn't as good for the community because I wasn't chatting during races, only in between races. So
Yeah.
um, it was a good first dive in that got me a lot of like gave me a lot of feedback about what the game was and what the community was. And so from there, I've been able to build out series. So a lot of teaching series. We've got like a bad map revival series, Thursday Flare.
Right.
We've got the 1 hour tracks that I've been doing. This is my 5th season officially for 1 hour tracks. Technically, the 7th season I've been making similar styled maps.
Yeah.
So kind of building up these things that are more bred into
Unique.
the community kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, they're unique as well. And like, it's funny how you said it's open canvas. That's kind of how I saw marbles too when I got into it, because it was a freak way I got into it. I was normally, when I got into streaming, I was really into GTA and Fortnite and all those games as well. Because I thought, oh, well, that's what you got to stream, right? You got to stream the shooter games. That's what you got to do. And then um, we brought our podcast over, and then it was one stream one day I clicked on, oh, I don't know if it was a mention or recommended, someone's playing marbles. I clicked on it and I was like, wow, there's so much to this. Like you said, like I saw it almost at a different angle. I was like, because I was a gambler at the time, I was like, man, you could gamble on this. This is awesome. Like you could this could really turn into something where you could actually set up events around it. And I didn't know about marbles tournaments at that time and stuff like that. Got into it and then realized, like yourself, like, man, there's so much to this, and there's a lot of people that aren't doing certain things that I think I can bring to the table. And me, I didn't see it. I mean, I have a pretty hyped stream, you could say. I'm pretty loud, dancing around. I do
Depends
a lot
on
of
the stream, I
shit.
guess.
Depends on the stream. So exactly. So I was like, I want to bring my own unique, aspect to this. And like you say, built that relationship with Pixels and Spoo, and make your way around and do the contacting, the networking, and it went from there. Yeah. So, do you like the tilting side of it? Because you are more of a tilt. Would you call yourself a tilter?
It's hard to say. I'm Shen, really. Like, let's just be real.
Okay,
It's just Shen. Right? It's the brand more than anything. But
Yeah.
tilting's kind of like my baby, right? Like that's the thing. Like when Pixel first developed it, people just kind of looked at it as like a secondary thing, something to do when you ran out of energy or when you're just bored of running races for an hour. And I was
Right.
like, no, this is like a thing. Like you guys don't get it. Like this is
There's
a
something here.
thing.
Yeah.
So this kind of been the whole goal the whole time. It's just like build this thing up as much as possible because it has so much room for potential. And that you see with last season and this season how much it's been updated and how big of a community there is just around tilting now. Like there's people
Right.
who tilt that never do races. So
Oh, that's what I was about to say. They're two different communities
almost
within the same community.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's within the same.
Two different clubs.
Yeah, two different. Yeah, there you go. Two different clubs. We show up at the same place, but there's two different clubs at the same place. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tilting to you. Do you like the challenge of it? Is that what draws you to it?
The challenge is interesting. I think more interesting is skill development. It has a very like speedrunner quality to it.
Gotcha.
In that you have to do the same thing the same time over and over and over again.
It's a perfected skill on each map, basically.
But yeah, but it's different each time you do it, right? So, like if you're doing Mario 64, you just have to do the same input at the right time, at the right spot. But with Tilted, it's like, oh no, this combo is on level 19, not level 17, right? So it has that same demand as speedrunning without the mind-numbing monotony. Right, so it's a really interesting blend of the two. It demands that frame perfect skill level, but also isn't exactly the same thing every time.
Yeah, that is true. I've never For me, because it's weird because I came into marbles seeing it as in a different way. I came seeing marbles as you know, I came from the podcasting side. It's like, man, I could basically have a daily podcast and just run some marbles matches and talk with chat because I'm a very, you know, social. I could just use this as almost just something that's going on, but it's really just almost a podcast, a daily hosted show where we run some marble races, play some music, and have some fun, and that's what draws me to the, you know, normal race, the Grand Prix side of it. The tilting side for me is like, it's weird because I'm torn because I feel like I'm ignoring chat sometimes if I'm playing tilted.
Yes.
And I'm torn because I really would like to get into it, but I'm like, I don't know how my community is going to react to that being like, you know, I mean, you got to be locked in, right? I mean, when you get up to those higher levels, you've got to be locked in. You're not going to get past anything. Do you find that difficult, or you really just don't care?
As you get better at it, you know where you can stop. So
you can give that eye shift over a little bit while you hang in a corner or whatever.
You get into the corner, you take a quick look at chat, like, okay, no emergencies in here. I can go back to tilting.
Yeah, exactly. Right? I can move on.
So you kind of learn not to get sucked into a conversation, but still keep an eye on chat in case, you know, it's like, oh, I should probably talk about this. Let me get into a corner, or let me stop after this level and get back into streaming.
Exactly. Well, you also build tracks, right? I mean, you're building a 1 hour track. So are tilted? I don't know this. Can you build tilted tracks?
You cannot.
A track
However,
builder?
if you're good like me, you can make tilted tiles in the builder and then make a tilted level as a map. So that's what I've done.
So you were able to make a tilted map in the regular Marbles builder pack?
Yes.
Oh wow.
3 different times actually, because now it's a lot easier with the pieces we have. But 3 seasons ago when I made the first one, it was awful. I did a good job, but it was not fun doing it. So it's a lot easier to do now than it was before.
And getting into that, how did that come about? Have you always been into kind of architecture, building stuff like that, or is this you have
kind of always been my jam? It's like architecture, house design, cathedral design.
Yes.
Very very interested with like playing with 3-dimensional space, even just like with 3-dimensional puzzles, even. Just like,
is it hard? I've never tried it, and I've always kind of I don't know if I have the time to do it.
Hard.
Is it time consuming?
Right. So it's not hard. What's hard is when you have an idea and you're like, how do I do this? That's
how does it translate?
Right?
Yeah. How does it translate?
If you just wanted to make a map
that's
a minute 30 seconds long to grind, boom, you could do that.
Do that pretty
knock
quick.
It out in an hour, pretty easy.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
But it's like, what if there was a car and I wanted to go into the exhaust and I wanted to get shot out of the headlights into like a brick wall?
Yeah, that sounds
And
awesome.
then you're like, okay, and then you start building it and you're like, oh my god, this is awful, right? So
I'm sure as a track builder, you've built halfway and you're like, I don't think this is gonna work.
Right. And then it's like, okay, now what do we do? It's like, this is not this doesn't work. Now what do we do?
Just spent half my day trying this, and now I see it's not gonna work.
That happened in my first builder competition last season, or season 17, I guess 2 seasons ago. It was something I had already figured out. If you manipulate gravity to change it, then the anti-grav pads don't work. And I was trying to get the anti-grav pads to work on a section after I did a gravity manipulation during the builder competition. I spent like 20 minutes futzing with it. And I was like, oh, right, it doesn't work. And I was like, I just lost 20 minutes. It is awful. It was awful.
How do you think that, how is that? I mean, the tracks are unbelievable this season. They really are. Some of these people that build these track builders have amazing ideas in the technique they use and the intricacy and with these new lasers now into it. It's just some of these tracks are just blowing my mind with the light shows, and I'm all about that. I love like really bright tracks. It's just like I just mentioned, Cam Plays Games, just one of my favorite. He just builds amazing tracks.
Very reliable builder for sure.
Yeah, very, very big. Yeah. So, do you see that competition keep going? Is that growing and growing every season?
I don't really see it as competition.
Is that because you're the best? I don't even see it.
A lot of people actually refer to me more as like the mad scientist of the builders, because I'm the guy figuring everything out, right?
Yeah.
And I'm
You
not the
found
only
the new
one.
little thing you can do, right? Or hey,
Right.
this actually can do this.
Right.
No one knew about
Right.
it. Yeah.
So I'm not the only one finding new things you can do. Deathluck does a lot of innovative stuff. Twisted Indie's been getting very innovative lately.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Um,
Twisted Knee is really good. Yes. Yeah.
but that's kind of the idea. So like you'll see these things where they have like these concentric rings in an arc, or they have like this macroscopic light show hyperspeed.
Yeah, like
tunnel
there's
down the
one
thing.
like Cam had plays games like you're going through a temple of lights. It's
Right,
insane
exactly.
with
So
lasers
all
on the
that
sides.
stuff is stuff
Crazy.
that's been developed already by Hidri, by myself, by Deathluck, by Twisted Indie,
Yeah.
people like that. And it's kind of thing where you kind of have to choose at this point whether you're going to be those perfectionist builders or those exploratory builders. And I'll do a perfectionist build from time to time,
Right.
especially for commissions. So my latest commission I did was they wanted the Windows 98 flying through space screensaver as a map.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I did that, and it came
Is
out
that
really
in the
good.
season right now? Is
That
that
was
in
last
the season
season.
right now? Oh, it's
So-
last season? Okay.
But a couple people have adopted that idea and improved upon it and done different things
Okay.
with it. So that's kind of what I mean. Is like, so I came up with how to replicate that effect. And then other
gotcha.
people started improving on that and making it into different things or using it in different ways. And
Have you been building longer than Hidri has? Because I know Hidri's pretty
No.
up, high up
Hidri's the
as
OG.
far as a build.
Hidri's
Oh,
the OG.
Hidri is the OG? He is
Hidri's
the OG?
That's why he
Yeah.
has the purple name and I don't.
Oh, is that okay? I was because his tracks are unbelievable. His light show
Yeah.
tracks, they're crazy. That's funny. That's funny.
I actually have to take care of one thing very quickly.
No, you're
But
good. Go
feel
for
free
it.
to stall for like 1 minute.
No, you're good. You're good. I'll talk to chat for a little bit. Chad, how's it? F-Tap, welcome in, man. Tamara, good to see you. Kara, good to see you as well. Yeah, tilting. I would love to try tilting. It's just the chat would be so difficult. I guess, but if you guys knew I was doing it, then you guys probably wouldn't care. You guys would be just laughing at myself, laughing at me killing all your marbles every single time, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? So that'd be pretty funny.
I am returned.
You're good, no worries.
Cool. All right. How we doing on time? Oh, man. That was half hour gone. Boom. Just
Boom.
like that. Flying by. We were talking about drinks earlier, actually. My cartoonishly large mugs and things.
Yeah.
I saw not too long ago. I don't know if it was the first time. I don't know if it was the first time, but you did try some Johnny Walker Blue
Oh yes.
at the confession of not being a Scotch drinker.
I'm not.
But you enjoyed yourself.
It might be one of the best things I've ever had in my
Welcome
life.
to the club. I'm glad.
Oh, are you a Scotch drink? Okay,
I'm
you're a
half
Scotch
Scottish.
drinker. Okay. Well,
I think
there
my
you go.
ancestors would drag me down to hell by their bone hands.
It was literally the best thing I've ever had. And most people can hate me because I throw a cube in there. I need a little bit of a coldness to it.
Okay. You can do
I
chill.
got crap for it. I'm telling you right now because they're like, you put a cube in Johnny Walker. What are you doing?
Blue is it's a
snob.
Johnny Walker Black. Sure, throw an ice cube in there. Blue,
Yeah.
like maybe invest in some whiskey stones or something. There's other ways to cool down a drink.
Right?
But most of those actual liquors are better with a drop or two of water in them. So there's a lot of drinks where you actually want to add, a pinky drop of water.
Oh, really? It actually helps the drink?
It does, because the water and the splash is kind of like a catalyst to oxidization, which brings out the flavor.
Okay.
So that's what you want. Kind of like
Is that why people put ice in drinks?
Usually it's for temperature and maybe to, make them not as strong.
I didn't know there's a scientific thing
But
to do with Scotch.
yeah, there's actually there are a couple liquors that actually are better with a pinky's drop of water into them to help kind of catalyze that oxidation to bring out all the flavors.
I did not know this.
Just like with decanting wine, right? You want to let the wine breathe.
Let it air up. Yeah, breathe a little bit.
You're oxidizing the aromatics to make them more potent, so you can actually taste them.
So you're the Scotch is the go-to for you, huh?
Scotch is good. I've been more brandy. Being in Colorado for a while, there's a lot of good There's a lot of good brandy out in Colorado,
Yeah.
actually. And
Have you
bourbon.
always been
Oh
a
my goodness,
liquor
the
guy?
bourbon. Whew.
Have
If
always
you ever
been a
see
liquor guy?
Breckenridge on a shelf,
No.
buy it.
Oh, Breckenridge is good stuff.
Buy it. It's delicious. If you like Johnny Walker Blue, you'll like a.
I'll
Like
say
a
Johnny
Breckenridge.
Walker. That bottle we got was like 180.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. That's the good
Yeah,
stuff.
it's expensive, man. That's an expensive bottle right there.
But hey, if it gets you into starting to drink those kinds of drinks,
Oh,
worth the investment.
I need to, because if you I drink beer. I'm a beer guy. I've always been a beer guy, and it kills me now. I'm getting up in age. You wake up, you got that fat hangover from all the beer.
You can get the same exact experience with like
Right.
a tenth of the calories, and you don't have to
Exactly.
gorge like 8 of them. You can just
I
have
know that's so.
two.
It's so true.
You can
But
just
I
have
just
two.
love. It's you're speaking to me right now. I know. I've been trying to convert myself to these liquors. I just I'm always want to drink. That's the thing. I've got to maintain.
Right.
You know,
That's
I'm always
what the
kind of wanting
water's
to put
for.
something to my mouth.
That's
you
the
know, like
that's what water's for, and then you don't get a hangover the next day. So you can constantly drink water while sipping your scotch.
yeah.
And then there's no hangover, no weight gain, no diabetes.
I've got
It's all
some.
good.
I've got some Scotch or whiskey that the Colonel gave us. It's a really nice bottle as well. God, I forget what it's called. Chef top of my head, but I am really want to be that classy guy. You know,
Mhm.
I want to get that classy drink.
Get some whiskey stones. That's the first step. Get some whiskey stones.
Yeah, you know, I don't have a good whiskey glass. I need to get a good whiskey
There you
glass.
go.
I think a
Get
good
a
whiskey
kit.
glass
Get a
with
kit.
some stones.
You need
Yeah.
a shaker. You need a glass. You need 2 glasses actually. Shaker, 2 glasses.
What's the shake now? What's the shaker for? What are we shaking?
It's coming. Trust me. It's coming. It's coming. Because you'll have your scotch, and then 2 years later
Yeah.
you'll be like, I could go for like, I want a scotch, but I want like a different scotch. And like, sure, you'll have your Compass back oranges or your Compass box vanillas or peat
Yeah.
monsters or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but then you're like, oh, whiskey sour.
Oh.
Maybe
Sounds
maybe
actually
I would
kind of
like
good
that.
right now, right?
Okay.
Okay.
A brandy Manhattan, you say? Well,
Oh,
that
see?
sounds.
These
I
just
could go
sound
for one of
classy.
those,
Yeah,
right?
these
Like,
just sound classy. I'm ordering my vodka club soda with lemon. I just look like
Right.
just a loser. Like come
so
on.
it's coming.
Like-
It's coming. So, get the shaker, get 2 glasses, get a set of
Hey,
whiskey stones, and
I'm getting
and
that for Christmas.
The evolution
Christmas is-
will begin.
Christmas is writing itself. 2021, we're coming in hard with the scotch. Coming in hard.
You can make it a stream goal. Do you do stream goals on your channel?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Make it a stream goal. Get a nice.
We should do. We should. We'll do a stream goal. Throw it up there. We'll get a nice whiskey set, and we'll do that on. Yeah, because I have a lot of whiskey drinkers in our community.
There you go.
There's
they'll,
a lot.
They'll
when
probably
we
be like,
drink it.
"What? No, I'm not. No, I'm not getting you this one. I'm gonna buy you a better one and just send it to
that's
you.
what they're
Screw
gonna do.
this
They're gonna
goal."
start shaming my whiskey picks too. Exactly. Oh, Woodford Reserve. I think that's what I have.
Woodford, very good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have. A bottle of that out here too that I got from one of our community members.
Yes.
It's pretty good. It's a little harsher.
Yes. I actually had a
than the,
Woodford sample kit. Like the test tube ones.
Yeah.
Those.
Yeah.
There's some good ones I had in there.
There's some good ones in there.
I'm a Compass
Yeah.
box guy myself, but Woodford. is
Okay.
good.
And what does that run you? What is that? What does your favorite whiskey run you on a
man.
bottle?
So Compass box peat monster.
It's like I don't know if I should admit this right now.
I don't know if it's the most expensive, but it's definitely the most extravagant. Compass
Okay.
box peat monster.
Compass box. Hang on, I'm gonna write this down real quick. Compass
okay.
box Pete Master.
Peat monster.
Okay.
So here's the thing: when you're firing a cask to make scotch,
Okay.
there's different woods you can use and there's different materials you can use. And then when you're actually distilling the scotch, you can
Right.
filter it through things. You can ferment certain things in it, but there are restrictions. And
Okay.
one of the biggest things, like if you want to give your scotch a smoky flavor, then you
Okay.
need dried peat, like peat moss, like the stuff that made all
That
the
green moss, like the green
yeah,
moss you see
the
on
stuff
the side
that
of a
made all
riverbank
the
or
oil
whatever?
thousands of or millions of years ago, like
Oh,
that
shit,
that
okay.
peat, like just Scotland,
Okay.
Highlands, just the moss
Would never
growing on
thought
the
of that.
fields. Let me throw a handful of that into there, see what happens, right? But as it turns out,
Yeah.
there's certain peat mosses that when you dry them and put them into, either you can fire the cask with them, or you can actually use them right into the peat, into the
who's
scotch.
the first guy that did this? Who's the first guy that decided, hey, I think this will try and run some,
Hey, you never know. You never know. You never know. But so that's what gives it the smoky flavor, kind of that cigar flavor, right?
okay.
So peat monster is the legal limit of peat you can put into scotch
Oh Jesus.
and still call it scotch, right? Like if they put any more peat in it, it would have
what
to
would
be.
it be if you put more? Like
It would have to be relabeled as
what
like peat moss liqueur or something, right? Like like you wouldn't be legally allowed to call it scotch if they put any
that's
more peat
funny.
in it, right?
Yeah.
And it
That's funny.
literally tastes like you're drinking a cigar in the best
Ooh.
way. In the best way.
Ooh,
You know how like
in the best way? With shit. How do you, I don't
Well, you know,
understand that.
like smoking a cigar is enjoyable, but
Yes.
that might not be something you want to drink, right? That doesn't like some people that might be a turn off, right?
No.
Right?
No.
But have you ever had like a really good cigar where like you didn't even need to light it, like just having the wrapper in your mouth?
yeah,
like,
where you on the taste on your lip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I got you on that.
So
Yeah,
imagine that you could drink.
And that's what you drink? That's your favorite?
That's my favorite, like most expensive. I think it's like $130 a bottle.
Damn. Oh, man.
And when I was in Colorado, there was only one bar that carried it, and it usually ran I think $20 a shot.
Now, do you shoot it?
No, you sip
There's
it.
a sipper. You
sip
sipper?
it. Yeah.
Are you putting a water drop in this one?
Yes, absolutely. You gotta usually with that one,
Yes.
that one's usually
Yeah.
a wet glass. So usually what you want to do for
What do
that
you mean by
is
that? What's a wet glass?
you rinse the glass and you just shake it dry so that there's just like phantom water in there.
Right.
Right?
A little residue.
And then
yeah.
you can pour it in after that. So, because that like it's so smoky, like you get drunk just smelling it. Like you just take a whiff. You're like, oh, I think I just had 2 shots. Right?
The
Like,
strills are clear. The strills
yeah,
are clear. We're good.
it'll get you. So you got to build up to that. You know, you got your Johnny Walker Blue.
I'm gonna start with that. I think I'm gonna start with the Johnny. I'm gonna build up from
Yeah,
Johnny
you got
Walker.
you got
Blue,
your
I
Johnny
think.
Walker Blue. You can go to Johnny Walker Black. It's a little harsher, and
Okay.
then you can go into the more like flavored ones. So you get like an orange Scotch, or you could maybe even do just like
Sounds good.
like a double Scotch.
Yeah, I never considered myself a Scotch drinker till I had that Johnny, and I had it, and it hit my lips, and it tastes so good.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and normally, I'm like, ugh,
But,
I'm like kind of a squinter. Yeah.
Maybe if we ever one day meet up,
Yes.
we can bond over a bottle of Peat Monster.
Yes, that would be fantastic.
It's the first time I tried Peat Monster at a very fancy restaurant, and I was like, I need to find this. So me and my friend split it for my birthday one year, and we woke up the next morning.
You
tasted
split
like
a bottle?
we had what?
You split a bottle?
We split a bottle for my birthday. Now here's the thing, right? We opened the bottle at the beginning of the night, and we're
Yeah.
like, well, we poured each ourselves like 3 fingers. We're like, great start to the night.
Good
And then
start,
when we
yeah.
woke up the next morning, there was like a third of a bottle left. So we had each have had a third of a bottle of very high strength Scotch. And
The
it
hangover must have
tasted
been
like we
nice.
had smoked a 10-pack of cigars the night before. Like it no matter how much water we drank, we could still take like it had infused itself into our salivary glands. Like we were
Brush your
we were
teeth, like,
eating
10
eggs for
times.
breakfast. They were like, "Did you cook bacon in these eggs?" Like, no, it's like it tastes like bacon. It's like, no, it's just eggs. It's just
fantastic.
you have so much
That's
smoke in your salivary glands from drinking Peat Monster that just everything
my
tastes like
God.
smoke today.
That's hilarious.
So you
That's
definitely want to go
hilarious.
easy on it for sure. But it's an
We'll
experience.
definitely have to have one if we ever meet up.
It's an
Definitely.
experience.
A Twitch con or something. We'll definitely do it. That'll
Awesome.
be fun. That'll be fun. Oh my God.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I need to really step off the beer because it's really it's hurting my stomach region as well. I know that.
If I could throw more fuel on the fire for that inspiration, the same
Yeah.
friend was diagnosed with diabetes, and the doctor kind of went down like their diet and like what simple changes could be made and stuff like that. And it turned out he had a
Beer.
lot of like breaded/fried chicken in his diet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, so what if I just did grilled chicken instead of breaded or fried? And doctor's like, that's a great idea. And I was
Yeah.
like, you drink a lot of beer. It's like, yeah, well, can I do, liquor, like straight alcohol instead of beer? Would that be better? It's like, yeah, that would be better. So he just,
really?
instead of drinking beer, he drank, whiskey. And instead of eating
fried chicken.
Chicken,
Yeah,
you
grilled
had
chicken.
grilled
And it
chicken.
changed it.
and in like 2
Wow.
months, diabetes was gone. kicked its ass.
Damn.
Kicked its fucking ass.
That's awesome.
Killed it,
That's
so.
really cool.
It's for your health.
It is. You know
anyone,
what? It is.
If anyone ever complains, you're just like, no, I'm drinking this for my health. This
if I'm taking anything away from this podcast, I'm gonna be a whiskey drinker after this. I'm gonna start on that Woodford. I'm gonna drink that this weekend for the 2 streams we got. I'll be handling it. Now I just need to grow a mustache.
It does help. It helps. It funnels the fumes right under the nose.
Speaking of that, can we get to that? Where does this originate? Where have you always been a mustache guy?
Not always. No. It's only been the past 8 or 10 years. I picked up the solids. I don't have time right now to do a full shampoo. No, just the ones in the trash can. Sorry, there was a cat problem not too long ago.
Hairball or
a little more than a hairball, but we're tending to it.
I kicked up the solids and said I don't have time to get the rest. What does the rest consist of?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Oh my god, dude! I love that you just said I got the solids with the rest. I just left there. I don't know what it was. That's hilarious. Yeah, Scooter, that Woodford is pretty good. That's something though I got to put ice in.
Sure.
I put some ice in that
because
it cuts it a little bit for me. It cuts it.
Yeah.
So yeah, where does the stash come from? So 10 years, you're just like, hey, I'm gonna just grow this awesome.
Well,
stash.
I grew everything out, right? And this is advice I always give to anyone: is like, don't try to grow something, just grow everything out to see what you have, right? Because maybe you want to go for a goatee.
Are we taking that to just the upper region, or are we going everywhere with that theory?
Grow it all out. Grow it all out. See what you got. See what you're working with. You know. It's like maybe you want to do a nice like chin strap thing, but maybe you got like 2 giant patches here that never fill in. Well, you can't do a chin strap, right? So like
yeah, that's true. So you got to find out, right? You won't find out unless you grow it all out and see what you got. I like that. I actually like that theory. I like that.
You just grow it all out, and then when it starts getting to be a problem, right? Then you're like, okay, we need to start. We need to get this thing under control, right?
Yeah, we need to manscape up.
Then you just start, seeing what you got. I just started like pushing the mustache to the side because it was like getting in my mouth. And most people do that like weird thing where they trim just the mustache. So they have like really short hair for the mustache and then the rest of the beard is long, which I thought it looks weird.
Yeah, it does kind of look weird. Now you say that, like it needs to all be in sequence with each other.
So I just kept pulling it to the side, and then I had these like little tufts that started like shooting out from here.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well we'll just keep those going. See how long we can get those, and then started like I did the mutton chops, and I had like the full. Is very close to what this is right now.
Yeah, you had it full. Was it full all the way down?
Yeah.
On your face.
Yeah.
Oh shit! So you had the whole thing. You look Viking
kind of.
guy
And then
over there.
There was a period where I did like a nice fine, maybe a number 3 shaver's length hair.
Yeah, you did it nice and clean with some fine lines on the cheeks.
Yeah. I had a nice little well kept beard for a while, and it was a good look. But
yeah,
I went back to this one for a while. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to either braid this or bead this. It needs to be a little longer, but it's very close.
Oh. It's very close to getting there.
Yeah,
you're gonna go all out. I like it. So do you use a certain wax?
It's a proprietary blend.
Blend.
Here's the thing: if you want a good wax, it needs to be hard enough that you can scrape it with your fingernail, but it needs to be soft enough that it melts when you roll it.
Right, when you use it, right, or when you twist. Yeah.
Right. So, to get it just right, I do beeswax, propolis, and bergamot oil. But there's a pretty good one on the market by Badger, people who do Badger Balm.
Yeah.
They have a Badger mustache wax, which is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Nice. Now, have you trained it to where if you didn't put product in it, it would still go like that?
It kind of goes like that, but even with product, doesn't always behave. Sometimes
how much now? Okay,
forward a little bit.
How much would someone have to pay you to shave it off?
10,000. This is already established.
We've already decided.
There's already prices. It's 2,000 for feet picks, 10,000 for shaving it off. These are canon in my channel, widely known facts.
So 10 grand is your number. 10 grand is your number to shave it off.
Because it'll grow back in like 3 months.
It's
it
so
would not
hilarious
be
you have
much of a
number.
hindrance for me.
Yeah, my chat knows. Community knows. 10 grand. 10 grand. Now, is that just the mustache, or is that full on you going starting right over clean with everything?
I mean, for 10,000, I think it would be negotiable. I think we would sit down and have a chat on terms and conditions and write out a contract and all that stuff.
Oh, that's fantastic. And what'd you say, 2 grand for feet pics?
Yeah, because all people, they come in trying to troll stream. They're like, how much for feet pics? I'm like, 2,000, and they're like, oh. I was like, are you interested? It's like, no, I'm not a foot guy. It's like, but you came in asking about feet pics. Only people who are into feet would come into a stream asking for feet pics. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to hook you up, man. These are really top quality feet pics here. 2,000. Yeah. Come on, let's do it. Let's make a really deal.
Good point. You just shock him. Wow, I didn't know he's gonna have a number like that. He actually really
right.
does have a number. You just shock the shit out of him. Oh, so great. That's so great. It really is. Now, where does Shens come from? It's
short for shenanigans. So
shenanigans. Okay.
Most of the OG friends I have online call me Shen, singular.
Okay.
Shens just comes from Shen's TV, but it's like mathematics, right? There's people who abbreviate mathematics to math, and there's people who abbreviate mathematics to maths.
Gotcha.
It's the same
gotcha.
thing. Shen or Shens. It all works.
Gotcha.
Shen's TV is supposed to be possessive, but you can't do an apostrophe in Twitch. But
I gotcha. I gotcha. How long have you been on Twitch for?
I've been on a very long time. Probably, I think, 2014 or so, somewhere around there.
Oh,
but
shit.
I rebranded.
You've been on a long time.
I rebranded in 2016 to the Shen's TV. So there's no singular accurate account. It's across a couple different
streaming
accounts.
When you first started back then?
So when I first started, it was StarCraft 2.
StarCraft 2, okay.
Hello, Cat. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, it was StarCraft 2 when I first started, and did some stuff with friends online who were doing YouTube videos, and then I kind of started doing. I did the CS:GO mod, the Hidden, if you're familiar.
Okay. Yeah.
So I did like a tutorial series on that, and I did Hearthstone and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
All that kind of stuff.
That's where you came from. Okay, that's where you started from. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But that was all just kind of hobby stuff. That wasn't really what I'm going for now, which is a much more like full-time professional.
Right.
Super stream.
Right.
Okay, you done?
Is that what you primarily do? Are you full-time streaming?
I have other employment.
Okay.
But
awesome.
It's that's the challenge, right?
Yeah, definitely. So what kind of kid were you growing up? Were you always kind of outgoing personality and stuff? What were you into as a kid?
Yeah.
The same stuff you are now, or is it
I've been singing since I was 3, so performance has always been kind of.
Oh, so you've always been performance theater stuff like that.
Yeah, and especially like at my church, I was always the one to give the talks, right? Like we need someone to announce this event on Sunday. I was like, I'll do it. Right?
Me.
No one else is going to do it. I'll do it. So I was like, I've never had a fear of putting on a show or talking in front of a bunch of people. So it's just something I've embraced the majority of my life.
Majority of your life?
Since I have a pretty good knack at it, it's a pretty well-established skill of mine at this point. So
yeah.
Seems fitting to utilize it.
Might as well use it.
Yep. Well, how are we doing here? This is like 45 minutes down, crushing through.
Flying through.
What questions do I got? Let's see. Oh, well, okay. We kind of touched on this. Drug use and content creation. I think we can include alcohol. We can include alcohol. I will occasionally have a drink on stream, but I don't really do like drunk streams. I don't do high streams. I'm a very straight-laced guy. That's just because most of the content I produce is very intellectually demanding. Okay. So I kind of need to not be
blitzed
depressed,
off of mine.
as it were.
I got you. Yeah, I got you.
But
that's a good question.
How is that sphere? Because there's very successful people at it. One of the ones I admire most is Double Agent Smith, if you've ever seen.
I haven't. On Twitch?
Fantastic streams, yes, on Twitch.
Okay.
And very much in.
Check it out.
Double Agent Smith.
Double Agent Smith.
They have, like, they pretty much do an 80s music video editing style in real time.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Like, it's crazy. They have everything like already queued up, ready to go. And it's like watching an 80s music video, but it's in real time. It's amazing. I don't know how he does it.
That is pretty cool.
So
that is cool.
He's really got it going.
And so what they drink and smoke on that show?
I don't know if they actually smoke on the show, but it's definitely a smoker-friendly show.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, how it's, I've always smoked pot my whole life. I'm not a big drug guy as far as like other drugs goes. It's just the pot is, or marijuana. I think it was put on here for a certain reason. It's all natural and so forth. But I found it to where I was skeptical. I was really skeptical at first when I came to Twitch about drinking or smoking online because I wasn't really sure the TOS rules and how they went about doing it. But I've also seen other channels, like you said, I as I made my rounds around Twitch, got familiar, saw that, hey, there's people, smoking pot, or like LT, he lights up a freaking joint every hour over on his stream, like he just straight blazes one up.
And he just made partner, so
yeah,
clearly there's no issue.
Happy for him. That's like the first. I think that's like the first real grinding marble streamers only to get it right. Like
if you don't count Spoo, yes.
Yeah, that's crazy what he did. So happy for that guy. He's a legend. But I was really skeptical at first, but then I was like, if we don't do it, because on our podcast for 12 years we've always been drinking. We've been a drinking podcast. Like we just drink, talk sports. We have a segment on there where we take shots of liquor. Where we give a shot of the week to something you did good that week, or maybe your kid did something well, or you had something cool happen at your work, or stuff like that. So that kind of grew, and I guess for me, and I'll admit to it, it is a way for me to loosen up a little bit as well. To get let it flow, get the juices going a little bit, and as we kept going and going, I on Twitch I was like, I know I can do it now because I read the rules, and as long as it's legal in your state, you're okay to do it. I was like, this is me. Why try not being me? This is me. Right. This is who I am. I'm not going to try and hide it. And my wife said, well, what about if kids come in and then they check on your stream, and what if one of Penny's friends come in? I was like, our stream says before you enter, this is an over 18 channel, and I shouldn't have to play babysitter.
Yeah. They advertise beer on football shows all the time. Like
they're putting condom commercials now on Twitch. Like it's like a Call of Duty condom commercial.
I was trying to do the Tilted tournament.
Yeah.
And it was the second day after the condom commercials on Twitch. I was like, really? We're going to have condom commercials on my Tilted tournament? Like, really?
Exactly, dude.
Really?
So it's like, yeah, it's not my job to play, police or to police your kids. So, I think obviously, like, audiovisual does it too. He's another one that has no problem smoking on stream as well. Like, I think for me, I think it's actually helped bring in an audience too, that they're like, hey, this guy actually doesn't frown on me for doing it, or he doesn't look down on me for doing it. I actually think it's
normalized
in a few ways. Yeah, normalized it, because people feel like, hey, this guy's married, he's got a kid, he's got, a career kind of going, and he's able to, do it maturely and do it in a way to where it doesn't hinder his relationships or, make him go down a different path. So I found it at first to be kind of a weird road to wiggle through, but now that I know the ways around, I actually find it quite helpful to the stream. I think that we do these happy hours on Thursdays where, we have a little bar scene set up, and people really look forward to that on the stream coming into the week and be like, hey, I can come and have a drink and have a cocktail and listen to some music and roll some marbles and just have a good time. So I think it's part of Twitch. I think that drinking has always been a part of Twitch and streaming. It's a matter of what you make it yourself. But like you said, if you're doing something that you really need your mind going for, that's why I don't play Tilted. I just push a button.
Right.
I just push a button and I got to move the camera around a little bit. I mean, there's not much to it. So,
yep.
I think there's goods and bads to it, but overall, I think it's something that we've incorporated, and it's actually, I'm not promoting it. I'm not trying to say, go kids, go get, party and drink every single night and do all that. But, I like to think of our channel as an escape sometimes. you know. So
it's a good network to have. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I did think of it like that, but
Cool.
yeah. But there's times where we've been on stream where or even my dad has been where I'm like, hey dad, you need to dial it back in a little bit here. We've had a few more 2 drinks than you can, So overall, it's been good though. It's been good.
Good stuff. Anything relevant on your end of things before we go into our mix up of the midway?
Are we going into our mix up right now?
Or we're gearing up to it.
I got some questions. I got some funny, good questions to get on the back end, so we can roll into that if you'd like. We can go right into that if you want to.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the midstream mixer. Use the hell out of this. Oh, you disappeared. All right, you're back. We're good.
I like it.
It's good. All right. Anyway, here's what I need to figure out how to do very quickly. We're just gonna pop this here. Fantastic. We're gonna pop this here. Great. Hey, look at that.
Nice.
That was very not painful. I like it. Okay.
Nice.
So we're just gonna watch 2 vids. Here's the story, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know.
Okay.
Both of us like watching ghost shows and whatnot, but I think for very different reasons. So we're gonna watch some quote unquote footage, and we're just gonna express our feelings on the matter. So here's a shot. Now I think the 2 I've picked are a little bit more on the obviously fake side, but
okay.
If you have any like genuinely really good ones that you know offhand, maybe we could pop one of those in too. But we're just gonna watch some stuff and we'll see what happens. I mean, right off the bat, shaky cam. You gotta have shaky cam. There we go. Ghostly figure walking across the background. Goes behind
you're telling
the
me
trees.
this is fake, or you're saying we don't know?
I think it's fake.
I mean,
but
it looks like because it looks like it's walking too much like a human, and like they did something to where like they shadowed him out. Like they said, hey, walk through and so. But
all right, let's do the zoomed in one.
Yeah, like I feel like that guy, like that, like he's walking too much like a normal human.
Right.
Like he's walking too much like a stride. Like he's just chilling.
Ad in 2 seconds. Oh God.
He's just
advertisement.
You gotta love the ads.
Mid roll.
The ads.
It's all right. We're good. Okay.
I like it.
We got super
this
zoomed
is in here. Okay.
Nice and grainy, nice and shaky. Looking good.
I like it. You gotta have the shaky video or it's not real.
That's right. So there it is. So here's what I'm thinking, right? So it doesn't look like it's tracked properly. And it also looks like the resolution's different. Like if you look at the resolution of the tree, like it's very clear and very blocky. Where this is like it's like blended, right? Doesn't it?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Oops, I'm with you on that. Like it looks like it's almost like it's two different tones.
Right. And then when it goes behind the tree, you can kind of see like a hard edge of the tree there. Like let's go back a little bit. See how there's like a black line on the edge of the tree between that and the ghost.
Yeah.
But usually,
I'm gonna call BS on this, but I don't know.
Right. And so here's kind of where I go with these things, right? Is like rather than looking at it strictly as evidence, rather looking at it more of context, right? So why were they recording this in the first place? Why were we just looking at a dog in front of a forest? Like the dog wasn't doing a trick. There was a kid that walked out of frame that the camera didn't follow. So they weren't recording the kid, right?
Correct.
So like that's one of the questions I always ask is like why were they recording this in the first place?
See, that's the thing with like now, okay, can we just let's start. Do you believe in ghosts, yes or no? Like we have to get that line first before we can move on with the conversation.
I believe in the possibility. I think people make it way too physical of a thing, right? If ghosts did exist, it would be strictly energetic, and our ability to capture that is not developed at all.
No, I got you on that. Yeah, I agree with you. So I think that there are, I don't know, like it's an energy. I'm with you. I think there's an energy or something, not necessarily a ghost like you see a white sheet and whatever, but I do think there's energy because, I mean, I've gone down through these wormholes and I've seen some stuff.
It's fun.
Where you're like really questioning, but at the same time, like you said, oh, I think I've seen this one that you're about to show right now. I think I've like
Deer Park
how does the
CBS.
door shut? Yeah, like how does the door shut? Because a lot of these videos, like you said, well, it depends where the camera's set up, right?
Right.
Well, some of these videos are videos that are inside, like you said, facilities where no one set up a camera. These are just surveillance cameras.
It's a surveillance camera, which makes more sense.
It makes more. These I believe more, and these I question more than the one that's got a home handheld camera, like we just saw right there.
Right.
So, what's this next? This next one's.
Let's get the next one
because this one. Yes, I think I've seen this, but see, this shit freaks me out.
Yeah.
Like what the hell is this?
Let's and what's great is this one has sound too. That's the best part.
Oh, nice.
You can't hear the sound, but
okay, no worries.
Stream can hear the sound. So we'll see. There's some clicking and popping. Weird
That
flash
door
in
just
the back.
opened. Door just opened.
Yeah. Bang.
Closes.
And then the big one coming up.
Is the doors on the left?
It's the filing cabinet in center screen.
Yeah. What? Yeah, like that's just like who's doing that?
Right.
Like, no one's in the facility. Dude, see, this shit fucks with my head because for someone to get away with this, they'd have to put some mechanism behind that locker at some point, controlling it. See what the?
Yeah, locker just shoots open. Papers fly from the inside.
Yeah, like no way. See, this shit scared. This is the shit that gets me right now.
Fair enough.
Is like the ghost. Like I don't.
Okay.
How is that? I don't understand how that can be fake.
That's fair. Now here's the things I've noticed watching this video, as far as from a skeptic's point of view, right?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
The filing cabinet that moves is the one obscuring the bottom of the window. So if you had a little pole behind the window, that's the filing cabinet you'd be able to. Now,
so
if the front filing cabinet was moving, I would probably freak out. Because the only way you can make the front file cabinet move is if you had like a piston under it on the bottom, right? And that's like some severe engineering.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I didn't notice that window. That's a really good point on that filing cabinet. That someone could have a string or something on the back, a rope, being able to pull it back and forth. Okay.
But the exploding locker is very convincing. The only way I could think of that actually being replicated is if it's a false wall behind it. But that, again, now we're talking in like production, right?
Like, yeah, like
that would mean this whole thing
this looks
staged.
like it's a school or something.
Right.
Like there's no, like like someone went in and put these mechanisms in to really f with people that bad.
Right. So
and
like
the door, the first one,
thing.
the first one, the big door swung open. Someone have to have a string tied on it, I guess, to pull it back in. Like I don't. Yeah.
I mean, there are people that go to ridiculous lengths. Like, so I know for like the crop circles, there was one group that had this technique where they took a magnetron out of a microwave.
Okay.
And they just like blasted the field as they went through the crop circle generation. And the microwaves from the magnetron were enough to like pop the stalks of the wheat.
And make them lie flat?
So, just so it looked like some like radiative thing happened.
Oh, force came down and hit
it.
Okay.
Because like the people who were deceived by this were like, look at the wheat stalks, they're popped like popcorn. Like, what is this? And the crew that did it was like, no, we just took a magnetron out of a microwave and we just zapped the crop circle.
So along the lines with ghosts, okay, because we're getting a little extraterrestrial. Do you believe in aliens?
Same thing applies, right? So very likely aliens exist. Very unlikely they exist in the realm that is often advertised, right? So like here's the thing about aliens. If an alien is not from this solar system, that means they're capable of interstellar travel. And an alien civilization capable of interstellar travel is not going to be thwarted by any single government on this planet. Like, it's not up to our discernment whether or not aliens make themselves known to us, right?
Correct.
If they're that
Correct.
advanced to do interstellar travel, then they're advanced enough to either choose to show themselves to us or not show themselves to us, right? So
Yes.
it's not going to be up to any one government to, prove aliens exist. The aliens will prove it themselves because it's not like they couldn't handle it, right? Like,
Right. So what about all these videos there's a lot. It's almost like these alien videos, people see these things in the sky and stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, it's not like we just saw in that video where, okay, we broke it down where, hey, this could have happened in this school. There could have been this. There's that window behind that shelf. This could have possibly happened. What about this shit you see in the sky? It's not like these people got their camera out and just planted these things in the sky.
Right.
It's not possible.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know. You see these crafts. Are they just drones? Are they just big drones? We obviously know that we have drones nowadays, obviously.
Yeah.
They are used everywhere. But, you still, what about Area 51? I mean, you
Well, it is an experimental aircraft facility. So it's
Okay.
not too hard to imagine that you're going to see some weird shit in the air above an
Flying around.
experimental
That is true.
aircraft facility. It just seems
True.
a little convenient. Right? And that's kind of the effect, right?
I
So
never thought of it that way.
at UFO, right? I very much believe in UFO, the unidentified flying
Yeah.
object.
Yeah.
But to make the leap from unidentified to alien it's a big jump. It's a big jump.
a big
It's just an unidentified flying vehicle.
I
right?
never really thought of it like that. It's like, yeah, people, what do you think you're going to see over that area? Like, they're experimenting with vehicles, the different flying crafts. So of course, it's going to look like something you've never seen before. Did you ever see the Bob Lazar interview? You know who Bob Lazar is out of Area 51? The guy that had that, back in the 80s, he used to work there, and he said he had that certain new mineral that they found that, propulsion and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking?
yeah.
Yeah,
Infinite
he
energy
found it,
source
and
or
he's-
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and they've tried to go after him and so forth. So yeah, it's crazy. I think that there's something. There's obviously something, and I do think we have way more technology than the government wants to admit.
Oh, of course.
You
And
know what I mean?
that's
Like,
more for our protection, honestly, because
yeah.
if they're working on something that even they don't fully understand yet, the
Yeah.
last thing you want is like an enemy
Just the
government to
public
get it.
person. Yeah,
Right.
or
You don't want
the
like an
to
enemy
grab
government
it.
to have it, right? It's like we don't even know how to stop this thing that we created. The last thing we want is our enemy getting their
Yeah.
hands on this thing that we don't know how to stop, right? So
Yeah, exactly. So do you believe in like haunted, like would you go stay in like these haunted hotels, these haunted places that people say would overnight? Would you do something like that?
sure, I've done stuff similar to that.
Oh, you have?
I'm more into what would be described as energy work,
Okay.
which is something I a bit more agree with. And in that realm, you get into what are called mediums, who can kind of like channel things from time to time.
Okay. Do you believe in that?
I'm agnostic about it.
You're
I'm
agnostic
open
about-
to
okay.
explore it.
Okay.
Here's the point: is you're never going to prove these things are real or not real without scientific method, right?
Correct.
You need a
Right.
methodology to go about it. So
Yes, you
I'm
do.
fully willing to explore these things to discern whether or not they're credible or not. And some things I find are not credible, and other things I have yet to determine if they're credible or not. So I'll keep exploring them.
Right. Yeah, there's no definite answer yet. It's just an open-ended thing until we find out. Okay.
So I would,
because I'm scared
I would
shitless.
look
I
at
don't
a
think I'd ever
haunting
go.
from more like an energetic standpoint, more of like a medium standpoint, rather than looking for physical evidence of
Yeah,
ghosts. I don't think
that-
you're ever
yeah.
going to find physical evidence of ghosts. I don't think.
No, that's the thing. Like, I feel like if one's going to be proven that's true, it's aliens over ghosts.
Yes.
Like if one's
At
going to
least,
happen
at least
more than the other.
chronologically, right? Our ability to detect a physical being
Yeah.
will come
Yeah,
a lot
much
sooner than our
more.
ability to
Yeah.
detect an energetic being.
Exactly. Exactly. That's funny, dude. I like that. I haven't talked about ghost stuff like that in a while. That was fun. I had a
Mystery
good
mix
time
up
with that.
success. That's what it's all about, baby.
That was good. I like
Nailed
to
it.
expand my mind like that. I don't usually get to talk about stuff like that. That's
Awesome.
awesome. I liked it.
All right, well,
liked it a
sir, you're in
lot.
the driver's seat. Take this
I'm
puppy
in the
for a
driver's
spin.
seat. All right, man. I got a few questions for you over here.
I'm ready.
Now we have some big debates on our channel
Ooh.
about these certain 3 topics.
Ooh.
And they are food related.
Okay.
All right, and we need to get to.
This isn't going to get controversial, is it?
it's
If
controversial.
the
There's a
first
thick
word out
line
of,
drawn.
if the first word out of your mouth is pineapple, I'm leaving. I don't. I'll turn the stream off. I'll end it right there.
I'll turn this stream off right now. He says, I was so going to ask you that, but now I'm not going to ask you that one. I'll go to the next one.
Don't you dare, sir.
Oh, dude.
This is an Italian household, and I will not stand for this nonsense.
Oh,
I mean, you can put whatever you want on your pizza. Just don't bring that into my house.
Right, no pine. Okay, so you're on the no pineapple, right?
Do not bring it over here.
Okay, good, because I'm on that side too. Okay, so we're good. Okay, you won't have to turn off the stream. We're good. Okay. What about sour cream? Where do you lie on the sour cream train?
I mean, it's just
Do you...
like
We have
cream
such
is
fights over this
so
in our
good. There's so
community.
many things you can do with cream. Why would you want to spoil it? Like, what? Do you drink spoiled milk? Like, no, because it's awful.
Exactly.
So why would
Exactly.
you use spoiled cream?
It says sour on it.
Exactly.
You know?
It's like you don't drink spoiled milk. Why would you use spoiled cream? I don't understand. Like,
Yeah, like
And
it overtakes any taste you put it. You
Right.
put that on anything.
That's
That's
the
all you're
appeal.
tasting.
that's the appeal. It's like blue cheese, right? When people do like
Yes.
blue cheese dressings, it's like all you
Yeah,
taste is
like,
the blue cheese. It's like,
Why?
yeah,
Yeah, why? Like you're putting sour cream on a baked potato. What do you just eat the sour cream then? Like
Yeah.
what is that?
just
Like-
get a tube and go to town.
You know, Shens, I like this. We were like, okay, you're on the good side of both these. We got two more for you. All right, what's the best kind of Starburst flavor? What is it?
Starburst flavor.
Yeah.
I'm really more a Skittles guy. I hate to break it to you.
Okay, if you go Skittles, then what's favorite flavor?
Skittle?
Skittles. Yeah.
You know, when I learned that red was strawberry and not raspberry, I was heartbroken. But I've always been like an
Wait,
orange.
I didn't know that. Wait. In an original Skittles pack, the red is not raspberry. It's strawberry.
It's strawberry. Some people think it's
did not
cherry.
know that.
Some people think it's raspberry.
Yeah, I
No,
thought it
it's-
was cherry.
It's strawberry.
I did not know this. My mind is
I know,
blown.
it's crazy. I was heartbroken when I found out. I was like, what? What? This is unacceptable.
Wait, you tell next thing you tell me is grape is blueberry or something here in a second.
right. Or bacon bits have always been vegan. How about that one?
I've always been vegan. The bacon
It's
has always
true.
been vegan.
It's true.
Oh, that's fantastic. So Skittles is your go-to candy then? Is
Uh,
that your go-to
well,
candy?
I actually into the sour candy these days. Sweet Tarts Chews. I actually have half a pack left from yesterday here. Those are my favorite.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
really like
dude.
those.
Anything sour, I'm with you too. I like a good sour Jolly Rancher.
So back to the Starbursts. There's
Yeah.
those mini sour Starbursts.
Yeah,
And
they're
those I
unwrapped
love.
already.
I could
Yes.
love those. I love those. I'll eat those.
Yeah, I just actually had a pack of those the other day. Yep, they're fantastic. They're actually
But,
fantastic.
I would say cherry Starburst to answer your original question.
Cherry Starburst? Okay,
Cherry
good.
Starburst.
Okay, because there's some people in our chat that go with orange and lemon, and I'm just, what is wrong with you people?
I mean, they're good. I wouldn't eat them last, but they're
Yeah, but
good.
if you're gonna line them on a table, you're
Yeah.
not gonna go pick the lemon over the orange,
Yellow,
over
orange,
the cherry.
pink,
yeah,
red. Maybe
yeah,
switch
exactly,
pink and orange from time to time.
exactly. Yep, I agree with you. All right, what are you, a grape or strawberry jelly guy?
I just don't like strawberry.
You're not a strawberry guy.
I like raspberry. I'm a raspberry preserve. That's my go-to. Raspberry preserve.
That's what you go with.
That's what I go with. I want to be
All right,
picking
okay.
seeds out of my mouth for
Okay.
like 2 days.
So do you not eat peanut butter and jellies?
No, you want to know the truth? I eat peanut butter and cheese.
Okay,
Way
shut
better.
the hell up. Okay,
Peanut
we
butter
need
and
to talk
cheese.
about this. This is
Two
ridiculous. I
pieces
can't
of
even believe
American
this-
cheese, peanut butter on both breads. So you take your bread, peanut butter,
This is
cheese.
insanity.
You take bread, peanut butter, cheese, little bit of peanut butter to glue them together. Delicious. Try it. Try it first, then tell me I'm wrong.
And I thought I was the guy that smokes weed, but
Wow.
this guy over here is making cheese and peanut butter sandwiches.
Try it. Try it.
Okay, I won't knock it. I'll
Try it.
I'll try it. So two pieces of bread, 2 pieces of American cheese. Is that the orange one? The orange
Yellow
cheese?
or white. I prefer the white.
Oh, white.
American.
White. Okay. And so do you go with the creamy peanut butter or the crunchy?
Creamy. It's
Creamy?
peanut butter. It's not partially chewed peanuts. It's peanut butter.
Kara, I don't think anybody's heard of that combination before. Just
Look.
to show,
Look. Y'all try it first, then tell me I'm wrong. That's how this works. Okay? You don't go to
okay.
Thailand and you're like, monkey brain soup. That's gross. No, you try it first. And then you're like, oh, I have
No.
AIDS now. This was a bad idea. You
No,
got to try it
no.
first.
So you're telling me you would go? You're telling me you would just try monkey brain soup right now if it was there? You would try it before you knocked it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What?
You're more of a man than I am. I just don't
You
know.
can't
if I
knock
can
it if you haven't tried it. That's the
that's
saying.
been-
Don't knock it till you try it. That's what they say.
Oh,
Now
that's true.
maybe
That is
maybe
true.
I'll draw the line at live maggots in the goat's cheese out of Sicily. Like maybe that's where I'll draw a line.
What about that 1,000-year egg out of like Japan or whatever?
I mean, that's like
I
now you're
gotta
getting
say,
into
dude.
not just food, right? Like that's it's like olives, right? Like if you have to do that much to something to make it edible,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
not a good
Yeah.
idea.
True.
Right?
True. So you
So-
big Italian food guy?
Yes.
Yeah. Love your pastas.
Angel hair, all the way.
Angel hair? It's your
Angel hair
go-to?
and mezzo rigatoni, the short one.
Ooh. And now are you a bolognese guy or are you kind of sauce you rolling with?
I mean,
Alfredo?
my family's like northern slopes of Italy, so they're much more the
Okay.
rugged type. So I like a really strong, rich tomato sauce.
Oh, nice. I like it.
No, I don't want chunks in it, but I want it to be kind of thick. Like there should be some paste in there, and not just liquid.
Okay.
Right.
And
Should
you
be a
go,
little-
what kind of meat are you throwing in that sauce? Ground beef?
Veal.
Or are you going with like a
veal chop,
Oh,
whole veal
veal.
chop, whole veal chop right
Oh.
in.
Just
let it-
right in the whole thing?
The
You,
whole
and then
veal
it falls,
chop right
and
in.
then it
and
falls
you just-
apart once it's cooked in
Yeah,
there? Or?
you can't even pull it out of the sauce by the time you're done.
Sounds delicious.
It is.
Well, that's what announcement going into my next question here was if you got a last meal, you're on your deathbed, what are you ordering? What are you getting? Like, what's your go-to?
In the Italian realm, probably stuffed peppers.
Stuff like bell peppers?
Yes. Now,
Ooh, those
most
are
stuffed
good.
peppers people have had are kind of like the Eastern European version, but there is an Italian version of stuffed peppers. Where
Please explain because I've had the one
it's
where it's
only
like
the
ground
meat.
beef and rice and stuff.
Yeah, it's only the meat in the pepper. So
Right.
just the meat in the pepper, char it on the bottom of the pan so like everything's black.
Okay.
Then you pour the sauce in over top of it, and you boil it for like an hour
You boil it?
in the sauce for like an hour.
Oh, in the sauce. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And the way the sauce comes out, the way
Yeah.
the meat comes out, and then you serve it over rice.
Okay.
I could live off
Just
of that.
delicious.
I could live off
Oh,
of that.
that sounds
days a
fantastic.
week.
That's it.
Make
So
it
besides Italian, what's your next go-to? You Mexican food
Thai
guy?
food.
You go
Thai food.
where?
Thai food.
Oh, Thai food. I just had Thai food last night.
I could do some Japanese, but
Okay. Like are you,
Thai
sushi?
first. Well, that's to say. So Japanese, I could throw some Japanese in there, but Thai food.
Okay.
I like the soups. I like the stir fries. I like the
Are you
curries.
a spicy guy?
Spicy
You like
guy,
a hot
yes.
sauce?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I order the number 5 at Thai Kitchen, and they look at me like, "Are you sure, Gringo?" I'm like, "Trust me, I got this."
Are you sure, white man? Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious. All right. Well, what's a couple of guilty pleasure songs or movies that you like that most people wouldn't know you like there that you're like, yeah, I kind of do watch Bring It On when I'm at home by myself or, Are you a movie guy?
I'm a movie guy. I'm not really ashamed of anything.
No,
I think
what's
there's
your
like
favorite
anything
movie?
people don't like that I like.
Give me like a couple movies off the top of your head. What's like if it's on TV, you're watching it.
Oh no, I don't
Like,
watch.
no matter
TV.
where it is.
I don't watch TV. I mean, I watched Ghost Mine, so that might be like one
Yeah.
guilty pleasure. But it's just a well done show. It's a
Yeah.
gold show and it's a ghost show in one. Like it's a perfect reality show.
It's a perfect mix of everything.
How could you not watch it?
So what's your go-to movie then? What's like one of your favorite movies?
In English or
Yeah, give me one that I would know. Yeah, English over here.
let's see. I mean, There Will Be Blood is one of the most perfect movies ever created.
Really? Are you a horror film guy or what?
No,
kinda...
it's actually just like a mock biography of an oil baron.
Oh, really?
But from a cinematography perspective,
Yeah.
it's like the most perfect movie. Like the
Really?
music is perfect, the audio is
Check
perfect,
that out.
the visual is perfect, the acting is perfect. It may not be the best story, it may not be the most
Right.
engaging movie, but
Right.
as a film, might be the most perfect film ever created.
Damn, I like it. I'll have to check that out. What type of music are you into? What are you all over the place? Are you
If it's done well, I can listen to it.
okay?
But lately, I've been getting back into my neoclassical stuff. Rautavaara, Schnittke.
Dude, you were a straight gentleman. So you just listened to that, drink whiskey, you dress like a
Bourbon.
gentleman, and you,
Yeah.
hey, dude, you are a straight gentleman.
Hey.
Freaking love it.
Hey.
I love it. I like it. I like how after this podcast, I'm gonna become a whiskey drinker, Scotch drinker because of you. I'm actually very excited for this.
No,
So
not
if you
not,
see
not
me on
because
stream,
of me. It was because of Johnny Walker Blue. I think that's a better
it really
story.
was. It was.
When
but
people
you,
ask
but,
like, so you're a whiskey guy, you're like, not until I had Johnny Walker Blue, and everyone
Yeah,
will go, oh, I
wasn't.
get
I
it.
wasn't.
Okay.
So if you see me on stream with beer now, you can come in and shame the shit out of me from now on. So, oh man, that's funny. But I had one more for you. Where is it at here? Where was it? Oh, so as being a streamer and you know, building the community and seeing where streaming is going, what are some things that you don't like about the streaming or Twitch platform, and what are some things you'd like or like to see change going on forward here?
I
in
had
the
like
future?
the same exact question.
What's that?
Mine was like, so my question was, we have
Yeah.
very similar follower numbers, very similar growth patterns.
Uh-huh.
What's your opinion on the current state of Twitch? Like, as literally the same exact question.
That's funny.
So I'll answer
really-
first since you asked first, but I
Okay,
will
no
I will
worries.
throw it right back in your face when I'm done.
All right, no worries. No worries.
As far as marbles specifically, I'm
Yeah.
still not a fan of the monetary prize structure. I think buying viewers is a very dangerous game. And if that's what you want to do and you're okay with having that being your community, that's fine.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? What do you mean by buying?
So, like,
what do you mean by that?
People who do like cash prizes for their
Giveaways?
stream,
Yeah.
or do like, follow me and you'll have a chance to win $1,000 or anything
Yeah.
like that. Like, it's a successful business model. It works in capitalism, but I think the biggest thing a lot of businesses, and by business I can mean giant corporation, or I could mean a single streamer, they forget ethics as a part of their business model. Like, they'll just
Right.
do whatever gets them the most money at the end of the day.
Right.
Period. And if you
What's
do
gonna
not
give me the
have an
most
ethics
clicks, yeah.
balance on that, you're going to go the wrong way at some point. It will eventually become something you hate, and you won't be able to change it because your livelihood depends on it.
Right.
So I think having a very firm, rigid ethics structure as part of your very firm, rigid business model is very important. And I think you can do monetary incentive for viewers, but there has to be an ethics behind it. And I've talked to Nalu about this, and she has a very good ethics behind her.
That's funny.
money
I was
involved.
going to bring up certain streamers that I know that do that. Or
Right.
there's like DMP3. He's known for it.
Right.
I mean,
And,
that's what he does.
That's his
so,
business
Grid
model,
Gaming.
and
Yeah.
he makes it work. And that's
Right.
he's entirely allowed to do that. I would not want his community, but if he likes it, it works for him, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to argue against it, but I think that it has to be accounted for. Because like Nalu, I was saying, she was on the show. And
Yeah.
Her viewpoint is...
I want to go back and watch that. That'd be
Yeah.
an interesting interview. I didn't know you interviewed her.
Her
I'd like to
viewpoint is
know.
she wants to give back to the people that have supported her. So her like Money Marbles $50 whatever Friday
Right.
nights,
Whatever she runs. Yeah.
some of the people who have won that like needed that $50 that week because they were stretching their paycheck to the end of the month, right?
Right.
And so like for her, it's about giving back to the people who are regularly watching her. So it's like only followers get it, only subscribers get it, people who've been there a while get it, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's fine. I think that's a healthy way to do it. But if there's not a firm ethics structure behind the business model, I think you get into some really murky water really fast.
Yeah.
So I think it's a mistake a lot of people make. They see it work for these streamers,
Mhm.
but they don't understand why it works. And then they
Yeah,
do it
that's funny.
themselves, and then they have like 3,000 people watching, and none of them give them a shit about them, right? They're just literally there just for the buddy, and then they're gone. And
Yeah.
then they wonder why their stream isn't growing and why they're so unhappy every time they turn stream on. And
Yeah, no, that's funny. It's you coming from that angle because that's kind of why I wanted to bring up the question is that you know we grew pretty organically. We didn't have to really give
Hmm.
giveaways to grow, which I really appreciative of. My community it's very organic, very lively in the chat. It's just not a bunch of exclamation plays, and emotes that you see in a lot of streamers chat sometimes that do the giveaways and stuff like that, or you know, and like you said, I'm not knocking them if that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do, and I don't mind doing giveaways. We do giveaways on our channel. I have nights where if we had a big night that night, I'll give something away at the end of the night, or do a merch giveaway here or there, or just to always try and give back. Because I feel there's an obligation I always do feel sometimes to give back because my community is very supportive and giving that I want to make sure they know that it's not going unnoticed. But at the same time, as you said, there's that fine line where I don't want to be where someone comes to my stream every day and thinks that I'm doing a giveaway or money marbles. I
Right.
don't want that. I don't want you here for that reason because you're trying to get that out of it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's interesting you brought that up because I'm kind of with you on that. It'd be great. I mean, his numbers are fantastic, like you said. DMP's numbers are insane, but how much of those are organically or really do care? You know what I mean? Or are
Hmm.
this just there to win that $25 spin wheel or that $25 whatever it is, or that $50 here? So yeah, that I'd like to see, and back to Twitch and stuff like that. I'd like to. I'm kind of torn on it because I kind of would like to see, and I've talked to Mike about this in Pixels before. He said no to it, but I'd actually like to press him on it again because, like you said, I feel like there's still so much more that you can do with this game with
Hmm.
marbles. And I would like to take it to I guess because you're walking murky waters with gambling, but I think there is a lot to it in the matter of holding races or tournaments for money. I think
Right.
we've seen how big fantasy football is. I mean, there's
Right.
an app now you go on, you can enter into a game, for $2 game, $1 game. Why not have marble races or competitions where, hey, this Grand Prix is $1 to enter, 16 races, winner takes all, and
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why? And I'm not saying that we have to do that on the streamer side. You can do that as Pixels can do it himself, having that set up as a separate category on marbles to where, because I really do think that people would have fun doing that. 50
Hmm.
cent races, whatever. Like, there's no why
Right.
not spend a day, make a couple bucks, have some fun. I think there's that side of. I know he shot it down with me before, but as far as seeing like a change, what I would like to see would be that. I think there's an
Hmm.
implementation there that would make it somewhat profitable on both
Right.
ends. As far as Twitch goes too, I would really like to see something happen with this music. I think it's really,
They're
really.
they. I think they announced it not too long ago. They're actually releasing like Twitch radio stations.
Yeah, I saw that as well, which is
So.
really cool, and they've got some good titles on there. Um, and it's weird because I do play a lot of non-copyright, but I do play some music that's obviously copyrighted and stuff.
Hmm.
And I've just gone to the fact, and people ask me like, why are you guys doing that? Are you guys afraid? Like, I erase my VODs. Besides a podcast or a shooting game, any marble stream I play, within 6 hours after it's done, it's erased because for me, live content is what it's all about.
Right.
Live content is where it's at. People aren't going back and watching a 6 hour marble stream. Really? You're not going back and watching that VOD. It's not happening. Right?
You're asking the wrong person, but sure. Yeah. Totally.
Well, I mean, it's maybe for tilting it's different because there's more involved in it. But on a normal marbles races, do you think there's a lot of people that go back and watch a VOD of a
No.
marbles race? I mean,
I
you
do,
know,
I do, but I don't think other people do.
yeah. So for me, it's just like that would be something. I think it's the only thing I really like to see is the music thing change. I think they're going the right direction. I think they should do something with Amazon Prime Music or something and implement it in. There's just
Mm-hmm.
so much content out there to do with music, and I hate that Twitch Sings is going away. I think that was a really good something to have as well. I think, I mean, it's a fun little game to
It's
have.
fun.
Yeah, I mean,
It's fun. It's fun.
it's a fun little game to have out there. I'm kind of bummed it's going away, but those would be like the two changes I'd like to see happen.
But yeah, I think Twitch
So,
overall, they keep trying things, and this Pixel actually put this very well.
hmm
Is they're very good at trying things, but they're very bad at implementing things, right?
hmm
So they have all this feedback, all this data, all these things they've tried, but they never like formulate it. They just keep trying things instead of being
right.
like, you know, don't try anything for a year put a research team on it, compile all the
Perfect it
data,
and then put it in.
come up
Yeah.
with a thing, implement it hardcore, and just let that sit unchanged for another year and
Yes.
get more data back. Like,
That's a
actually
good point.
commit
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
implementations rather than just
Yeah.
throwing things out there and then be like, it didn't work. Are you going to turn it
Mm-hmm.
off? No, it's just there now. Are you
Yeah.
going to update it? Nah. It's just, you know.
Yeah, that's never following through. They're always throwing little crumbs out there, but they're
Right.
never completing the whole meal. Yeah, exactly. But as far as Twitch goes too, as well, I do think, because we came over from YouTube and we never made a dime on YouTube. YouTube was an absolute shit show. It was just, you get lost in the shuffle.
Well, yeah,
You
YouTube's
know,
very much geared for the big boys.
yeah, it's
Like,
very.
if you don't
much geared
already
for the
have a million followers on YouTube,
Yes.
you're not going to
Yeah.
survive on YouTube.
Exactly. And coming over to Twitch, we felt there's so much more of a community sense to it. Even our old school, podcast listeners that have been listening through the days, when we were on YouTube, it never felt right. And coming to Twitch with the emotes and just it's structured a little differently. They felt more of a community, more like it was more intimate.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to give Twitch a lot of credit on that. Everything's not going to be perfect, but I do think that Twitch is it's as good as I think it can be, with besides making some changes here and there. So yeah, as far as where I see it going and stuff, I would say right there. So, but that was my last one for you there. That was my last one for you.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I still got a bunch of stuff we could go for. We can go for another 3 hours if you want to. So kind of in that line though. So like I said, we have about the same follower count, but I noticed you have a crazy sub goal, and you're like close to hitting it. Like, what's going on there? Is this something I should be doing? Or?
Yeah, we hit 1,160 last month, which is insane.
That's crazy. That's like 50% of your followers subscribing.
Yeah, it's my turnover ratio is pretty. Yeah,
it's insane.
I think it's. I honestly don't know where a lot of it is. Just, I guess, the vibe we bring. We really bring a family, a community of, and a lot of it comes from being around for 12 years. We have a lot of OGs that come in there that really have supported us for a long, long time, and I think that we're really good at interacting with our community, not even just on stream but off stream. I mean, our Discord channel is huge. Our Discord channel is really big, very active. We do a lot of community gaming nights with each other. It helps a lot that I came into this with my brother and a lot of foundation members that have the same ideas as me. And yeah, I think it's a fact that people want to see a place that they like grow. I think that's what it's at. And they've been so supportive of me and my dad, and they see that it's a family aspect. I think that has a lot to do with it. I have my daughter on stream sometimes. I bring my wife in, and I think that has a lot to do with it as well. People feel a sense of family, community when they're here on our channel. But yeah, I've been really blessed. I think in the and you can see the marbles community is like no other.
Oh yeah,
they are hands down, I believe, the best gaming community out there as far as showing the love to each other, being positive. I never see any toxicity really in a lot of chats that I'm around a lot of marbles chats and streams, and I don't see much toxicity. I don't know if you noticed the same on your end, but the marbles community is just, they're like no other. It's
been incredible. The one thing I have noticed, and I think a lot of people are kind of drawing the line at season 17, was kind of like the changeover. Like, that's when we were like big, right?
Yeah.
The first growing pains actually happened. And I think the one thing I'm starting to see now is it's getting a little clicky in the community. Clicks are starting to pop up. And I don't know if that's a bad thing. I don't even know if it's an avoidable thing, because there's 1.5 million people playing the game every season.
Right.
It's not going to be one big pot, right? It's going to kind of coalesce. But my concern in that regard is more like the leadership of the community. And I feel like there is a bit of a click to some of the leaders, where there's 5 or 6 people that are really tight knit, and
That's
very
funny that you bring that up
very
because
picky
yeah,
about
I can.
how they involve things. And the good news is not it's not the people at the very top, right? It's like some mid-level people, right? So like
Hmm.
people like Spoos, people like Standard Damage, very good at spreading things around,
Oh
making
yeah.
sure they're open to everyone, doing a great job being actual community managers.
Hmm.
But there are some little cliques developing, and it's nothing problematic from what I see right now, but it's something that I keep an eye on because that's really my thing is like time. Like if ever there were a person who would be Doctor Who, I would be Doctor Who. Like I'm really
Yeah.
good at seeing the lines of time. Like I know when things are going to be good. I know when things are going to be bad.
You could see trends go in certain ways.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like ever since season 17, I've started to notice like there's these cliques, and some grow, some shrink, some are very outspoken, some are very kind of loosely defined, and I think those are the good ones where like you get these cliques of people and it's like 10 or 12 people and it's just amorphous. Like it's not like they're preventing anyone from doing anything. It's not like they're against anyone else. It's just that loose network of people that are being very productive in the marbles community, and I think that's good.
Hmm.
It's kind of like with me, Baxcast, and Deathluck, where we're always bouncing ideas off each other and doing things together.
Right.
It's kind of
Yeah.
having these just like little spheres of influence, if it were.
Right.
But
Little crossovers. Yeah.
it's there's I always joke about people playing favorites in the marbles
Yeah.
community, but there are people who
Yeah.
do play favorites in the
Oh,
community.
I'll agree with you that now. And I'll second that. I have. That's so funny. You bring up good stuff that I just never really think of, and that's so true. Like there is becoming cliques, and I think that's like you said. I think it's unavoidable because in any large community, that's going to happen. You see it in grade school. There's cliques
Yeah,
everywhere, right? You see it. It's what's going to happen. Um, and like you said, I think it's some of the mid level that I feel like if I'm not in it all the way, if I'm not like in the Discord and I'm not like full into it into
right,
those people, then I'm not going to get you know what I mean? That
right,
I'm seeing differently.
yeah,
And I'm trying to put it as eloquently as I can without, trying to come off as, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
trying to say
We'll,
it
we'll
without,
keep it anonymous. We'll keep it
yeah,
anonymous.
we'll keep it anonymous. But yeah, I totally get that, especially us being our own brand. I don't want to have to be, I
Right.
want to be my own thing, and not have to get into that clique or realm in order to be at the top necessarily, or to get some of maybe the dates I want, or to get the events I want, or to get certain things in the community. Um, and I think it's a fine line, but I think, like you said, I think it's almost unavoidable. I think it's something that's going to happen. I think I think, like you said, you saw it coming. I think it's grown more and more since season 17, and and like you said, it's not like they aren't welcoming,
Right.
but there is definitely I want to say hierarchy, but a pyramid from the top, and there's that middle section that either you're in or you're out,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing, And I feel like I don't know how to say this without like getting under like trying to piss off people or not, but I feel like some of those people, and I don't want to call it names, are giveaway people.
Yeah.
And I feel like
There's some giveaways in there.
the giveaway people almost get an easier ride or benefits, or it's an easier
Right.
track for them to go. And
that kind of goes back to my
that.
ethics thing, though, right? Is like
Yeah.
we'll see how they do when the money runs out, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, exactly. Like it's going to end at some point, but yeah, that's something that is definitely happening with marbles, and I'm sure Mike's aware of it, and I'm sure Standard and Spool are all aware of it. They see it, and it's frustrating at times.
Yeah.
It's frustrating at times because I know what we bring to the table, and I know what you bring to the table, and I'm confident in what we bring, but I just also don't want to I don't want to say bend the knee, but be something that I'm not,
Yeah.
and go into a place that I'm not and be
Right.
controlled like that,
Right.
So,
And
definitely.
FTAP, excellent question, but we do take chat questions after the main show, so we can definitely dive into that after the show. So make sure you remind us about that at
But yeah,
the
that's
top of the hour.
yeah, that's something that's definitely happening in the marbles community, and I think that it's frustrating. I'm gonna say right
Yeah.
now it is. I'm gonna just put it out there that it's frustrating because
I've been
know.
hoping to get a midstream or end of season tournament for a very long time, and I was
Mm-hmm.
as much as I wanted it, I was very surprised that I got it this season. I was
Yeah,
like, wow.
so stoked for you. Yeah, it's awesome.
I was like, wow, thank you. I really
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. Like that
Yeah.
like that I really appreciate that. Like that's
Huge,
crazy.
man.
From my perspective, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that's what took off our channel was Standard out of nowhere asking me to do that mid-season tournament with them, and it just blew up from there. I mean,
Yep. So
I could see the click happening, and I know the click, and I know you know the click, and we're not going to say it or anything, but it's definitely there, and it's definitely something that's in the back of my mind, and that you know, we're going to have to try and deal with.
I think the community at a whole is large enough and robust enough that it's not going to become an insurmountable issue.
Yeah.
But it could become an issue at some point, and then it will naturally be resolved when they do not have the majority support of the community.
Exactly.
Right now I don't see it as an issue. It's just a thing that's there. Whatever.
Yeah. But that's why I am so proud of LT. LT did it so organically for himself. That's why I'm so proud of him. Like, he didn't need to do Twitter giveaways or this or that, or he just was himself, grinded the shit out of marbles, and made it. Like, he's just the man. Like, I'm so proud of him for doing it so organically, you know?
Yeah, it's just LT. He's the man.
Yeah, he is, dude.
he's the man. We can't say any more about it.
The Gandalf of marbles, bro. I'm telling you right now. Crazy. Yeah.
I like to think of him as the Gandalf of marbles because he really
That's
is.
what I said. Yeah, he's the Gandalf of marbles, man. He's fantastic. He's the White Wizard, bro.
it's the perfect description.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
All right, I got a couple tossaways here as we round out the end of the show.
No worries.
Let's bring it home.
We're gonna round in third.
We're gonna start as far from marbles as possible, and then we're just gonna crash back into marbles. What's your favorite sport to speculate on?
Favorite sport to speculate on, to talk about, or to watch?
To talk about. So my brother and I, we always joke about the show before the show after the show. We call it talking heads.
Yeah.
Because that's really all they are. Let's be honest. But it is fun.
It's true. It is.
But it is fun.
Yeah.
So in that realm of talking heads, what's your favorite sport?
NFL.
NFL,
and then hockey's a close second. Yeah, I played hockey for 15 years, and hockey's a big part of my childhood. So is football. So yeah, but I could talk football, NFL football, not college NFL football though. Yeah, so that would be my one there.
What's the biggest difference? Because I feel like for those two, NFL, the talk is more about the league, whereas NHL is probably more about the individual teams. Is that something you see?
Yeah. The NHL is more about the teams, and it's much more of a team aspect. NFL is almost broken down individually because there's so many different positions.
Right.
That you have the quarterback conversations, or you have the wide receiver conversations, or you never really have who's the best defenseman. That's not. I mean, people talk about that, but in hockey, it's more of the better team. Football is more of an individual breakdown. That's why I think it's more highly discussed, especially on networks and stuff like that, because there are so many different aspects you can compare from the old age till now, and different players. And Peyton Manning, the Tom Brady's, you can just compare quarterbacks and the numbers and go back and forth till you're blue in the face. Like you said, talking heads. They just talk. It's just go all over. So.
Although and that's the thing too, is they'll spend 2 hours talking about what's going to happen, and then by the end of the game, everything they've said is completely wrong, right? But there was
so true, dude.
the one. I don't know if he's still a quarterback or he just recently retired. He did the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was prophetic. He would say what was going to happen, and 20 seconds later it happened.
It was Tony Romo.
Romo.
Tony
we need more Romos.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
He's like, now watch this, Jim. They're gonna run this backdoor pass, and that'd be the exact play.
Right.
Like he knows it's crazy.
That's what we need in commentary.
Yes,
we don't need these
I agree with
speculators.
you.
We need people who are just like, no, this is what's happening. Rather than in this magical world I've concocted in my mind, this would be the ideal situation if these people would just listen to me and not their coaches and teammates. Because clearly I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't need these
no,
two
just
guys
get
that
the
got
people
a
off
degree.
the field.
Yeah.
They know what's going on. Let them do the
Yes.
show. Right. Like.
Yeah. It's so funny. I don't need these two guys who have a degree in communications telling me how the game's going to go. And then it's like, oh, it's going to be a very high-scoring game. Both quarterbacks should be able to sling the ball. Then it's like, 13-10 snoozer. Like, yeah, thanks, guys. So, yeah, it was
good job.
Fantastic.
Good job, people. Good job.
Good job. Glad we turned into Fox pregame show for 2 hours on that one.
Or like the quarterback they've been talking about for 2 months gets injured on the first play. It's like, well, looks like you're not going anywhere now.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. That's funny. That's funny.
Well, F-Tap, you have to keep in mind, Romo couldn't see the bird's eye view. when you're looking out of a helmet with 8 gigantic beasts charging at you.
Exactly.
You can't quite get all the feedback you need to make the right calls in 6 seconds. It's a bit easier from the top of the box. Let's be fair to Romo here.
I know. Thank you.
All right.
That's funny.
Your studio it literally looks like every other professional studio I've seen. 3 tables, 3 mics, laptops everywhere. Yeah. How long did that take to build up?
We built that. We moved out of Universal Studios and after doing LA radio, and then we were like, well, our show's still, we can carry an audience on our own. Let's build our own studio, And my dad had moved into that house where that's at, and there's a back house. That was a completely just blank room. It's a good size.
Those are the best.
And it was
like
best because it was away from
room.
the house. Yeah, it was fantastic. There's air conditioning in it, so it was good. So we had our producer at the time, Johnny Icebox. He come over and we sanded all the walls, put the soundproofing up, repainted, got that custom-made table. It took us about a week to put it all together, and it was about.
That's not bad.
It was about like $5,000, I think, to put everything in that studio.
That's
from all the mics to
really good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Our buddy.
I have trouble staying under $5,000 for just like a computer setup.
Yeah, I know exactly. So we did pretty well, and that was been there for 5 years. We just started taking it down because my dad's moving, so we're gonna be doing everything out of our own studios now. Setting him up with the green screen and stuff. So I'm pretty excited all the different stuff we can do for him with the green screen. So, but yeah, it took us about a week to do that. We called it home for 5 years, and some good memories in that place for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring it home here.
Okay, what do we got?
I'm gonna go simple, and then I'm gonna go deep. You haven't like really paused yet, so I'm ready to pause you on the last one. Second to last one. What do you look for in a marble map?
It's a good question. I look for, because I'm a huge fan of Hedries and the lights.
The visuals.
I am big into the visual for me. I am really big into the different. I like the lights that when your marble rolls over it, the lights show up on the actual track. Really love that. Going into tunnels, I love really good tunnels with light shows inside of them. I'm not a fan of a track that takes more than about 2.5 is like my limit on a track. I know Shed's over there building. I know you've got the longer tracks. I know, but I think that's just for me. It's just
that's fine. It's the flow of the stream.
Yeah, it's the flow of the stream. Yeah, that's really what it is. It's a flow of the stream for me. Yeah, popcorn is really good. I like that. A fan of the Steves. I'm not a big portal guy.
They're not easy to follow. I think that might be a pixel issue.
Yeah, I'm not a big portal guy when I don't know where the finish line is and your portal takes you here. Like I need some fluidity to the track.
I saw one builder. I forget who it was. Might have been Casey Rich, but not certain about that. But they used the shapes track piece, like the triangle, square, circle, and they put one of those above each of the portals to show that they correspond. So you can tell which one you're going into.
Yeah,
so either like that, color coding them or having some kind of indicator.
Yeah,
I think would be really helpful.
Are you big into portals when you build your tracks? Are you big?
They're useful. So the one piece I've wanted for a very long time was like a one-directional piece. So like I wanted a box that a marble could pass through into but not get out of. Right? So like just like a wall. So like imagine you're jumping and I wanted to be able to catch a marble in the box without the marble rolling out, right?
Okay.
So like if you just had like a catch for a marble the old way, the marble would have to go in and
just
then
like
it would roll back out if it weren't careful.
Okay.
But if you had a one directional wall where the marble could pass through the wall this way, but then bounce off of it the other way,
Oh, okay.
it would make it a lot easier to do certain things. So with
Yeah.
portals, you can kind of do that now. Is you can have the marble hit the portal and teleport to inside something.
Inside something,
and then it can't bounce back out through the portal. It's stuck in that.
Oh, I got it's a one directional way. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So,
okay. Yeah.
As far as the utility goes, I think portals are exactly what I was looking for.
Okay.
But like with anything in the builder, people are gonna take it in their own directions.
Yeah, like there's like we ran one yesterday where it's all portals. You're portaling up on stairs almost. I forget who made it, but it's just portal. I'm like, oh my god, like
yeah.
Like it's just a little much for me. I don't mind throwing them in here, but I think it is for me. It is the part of just being able to follow it on track. I like being able to just follow.
And that's
the
something
down.
I've been talking to people like on my Ask a Builder Anything Wednesdays. Is like they'll want me to review their map, and they'll have track, and then it funnels down into a tube, and then it portals to another section of a track. I was like, why weren't you able to just put that next section of track after the first section?
Yeah,
what's the point of the portal?
I totally agree with you. Yes.
Right? So and that's the point I try to educate people. Is like, why are you putting a portal there? Does it need a portal there, or do you just want to put a portal there? Right? Like you need to use it for what it's intended to do. You can't just put it in there for the sake of putting it in there.
Yeah. So that would be the one thing. But I mean, like I said, my favorite part of the tracks is the lights, man. Mm-hmm. The lights, the dark light tracks are just amazing to look at. And you put some good music behind it, and zoom in on the camera and just let the marbles flow. And if you can get really good at camera moving as a streamer, you could really make a production out of each track. You know what I mean? If you know the track and you know the angles where the balls are going to fly off or the jump where it's going to hit, you could really make really cool videos.
We've talked about that a lot, actually, on this show. Is like there's two groups of people, right? There's the people who do marbles on stream, and there's people who do just chatting with marbles, right? Like it's two different categories.
Oh yeah,
it's two different categories, right?
It's so different, yeah.
If you want to do it just chatting with marbles, that's fine.
See,
but
that's
if you want to stream marbles, you have to understand the game you're playing is camera operator. That's your game that you're playing as a streamer. The people watching are playing a different game, which is how to get as many points as possible without running out of energy. That's the game they're playing. The game you're playing is cameraman, and you got to play it good because it sucks when you're bad.
Yeah,
it's just like any other game. If you're bad at playing Fortnite, no one's gonna want to watch you play unless you're really entertaining.
Funny.
So
yeah, because my dad is like that. Like he just does it to talk. He's more of the chatting streamer.
Right.
He just likes to chat, have the race going. I do both of the way, but that's just because he's older and he doesn't how to use the camera all too well. Right. So, but like you said, like I'm here to play the game marble as well. I want to get the cool views and the stuff that going down with the camera. I mean, you can really make it really look really cool. So, yeah, definitely.
Cool stuff. All right. Anything else on your plate before I really put the screws to you here?
I think we're good, man. I just want to say thank you for having me on. I had such a fun time. I had a blast, dude. I had a blast.
Might have to do this again.
We just had some good stuff.
You got a talk show. We should do this again on your talk show sometime.
I know. Yes, you'll be coming on mine, dude.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You will be coming on mine for sure. Coming up in October. We got you. I plan on getting I've been integrating a lot of marble streamers in because I like to find out their stories and everything. Mm-hmm. It's been really fun getting to know the different groups around here. We had Nalu on a few weeks ago as well. So, yeah, we'll definitely have you on, my friend, next month here. Awesome. Definitely. Yeah.
All right. Well, now that we've been so nice to each other, time to put the screws to you.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I was watching your stuff this morning. That's what I do. I do some internet stalking on all my guests.
Oh no.
The morning of.
Oh no.
There are times when you're like fully in conversation, fully in zone, and then like boom, out of nowhere, 4-sub, and you're like right on it. Hey, person who gave the 4-sub, thanks, awesome stuff, great stuff, and then boom, right back into conversation. And there's other times where like followers are just going off and off and off, and you're just ignoring all of them. So here's the question: is what is the line? What is the approach? Like, there's a balance between acknowledging fan support, but also not interrupting your content. So how do you navigate those waters?
That's a good question. Yeah, with like I say, a sub bomb comes in, someone drops a 5 sub bomb or whatever. I almost instinctually don't even care what I'm talking about that time. That person's gonna get recognized for what they're doing. It doesn't even matter. Like, that person deserves it, and I'll get back to the conversation I was having. But that person just made 5 people's day, made my day, and they deserve to get called out right away for it. I think that's something that I've got really good at, is being able to have a very high tempo, high activity show. But I'm really good at noticing everyone that comes in, from a new person. Even if they don't say hi, I notice them just from playing in marbles. I'll see their names new and I'll say hi to them. I'm very good at doing that. And I think it's helped, being in podcasting, radio, being able to do, because even my dad's blown away. He's like, I don't know how you do it. He's like, I don't know how you're controlling all these scenes, sound effects. You have monitors all over the place, and you have chat going. He's like, how the hell are you like doing all this stuff? Like, it's just, my mind just goes to it. And if we get a host, I always want to make sure I give them a shout out right away. It's weird. I usually do just break conversation no matter what. If you get in, I'm going to give you acknowledgement. I just think it's just me. I don't know. There's a fine line with it, but I think that I'm really good at bringing the content back after straying off for a second. I can bring it right back in.
I think that's the key to it all, is like not getting derailed.
Yes.
It's just getting right back into it without missing a beat. So
yeah, like we'll have a conversation about sandwiches, and we got a heated conversation going, but then someone drops a 5 bomb in. I'll give them a shout out real, obviously, thanks for this, 5 bomb, it's free subs, and then get right back to the conversation, So yeah, I think it's something you learn over time as a streamer as well.
Probably, yeah. Acquired skill.
So, yeah, as you learn. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, sir.
All right, dude. I had a blast.
You've passed the test.
I passed Shen's test. Fantastic, man. I had a great time, man. I really did. I had a blast. We talked about something. I'm definitely going to be now drinking more scotch because of you. I'm definitely going to go get a set right now. I'm going to go on Amazon. If you have a link to a good set, if you can send me one that you recommend, I would love that.
I would say make it a community thing. Let the community guide you.
All right, let the community guide me. I like it. All right, we'll set that up as well, dude. I hope you have like a great rest of the weekend, man. And I'll definitely hit you up to come on our podcast and find out more about you myself, because I got some questions to break down for you that you won't even see coming as well. So I'm sure
that's going to do it for this YouTube portion of the talk show. We will have a chat Q&A after this, but you got to be here live if you want to see that. It's the only way to catch it.
I love it. I love it, man.
There's no other way to do it.
All right.
So until next episode.
Yep.
And before we go, I always ask. Almost forgot, but this time I didn't. So
yeah,
still batting 1,000. Do you have anything you would like to promote coming up?
Thank you. We have a Marbles on Stream, official Marbles on Stream tournament, October 22nd. It is from 3 Pacific to 7 Pacific, and we'll be doing a merch giveaway. We'll have a mystery costume that I will be dressing up in. We'll have different decorations behind me. As you see, it'll be my wife's decorating today. We're going to have some spider webs going across with spiders and stuff. So we'll be doing up October 22nd is our big tournament giveaway. Nice. We also, for our community, are giving away a PC this winter as well.
What?
We've done it the last 2 years.
Crazy.
And it's been a great thing to do.
Can I get in on that? I could use some.
Oh, definitely. You could definitely get no, for sure. Everyone, you can get in on it for sure. Shens, no, yeah, definitely. We're gonna be giving the specs out this week, and that'll be coming up in the next month or so. You'll be able to get into that. So
fantastic. That's gonna be a crazy week. You got a tournament. Desluck has a tournament. Mid-season tournament. It's coming crazy.
And then the Halloween tournament, I think, is Trivial and I think Amplitude. I think
something like that.
Yeah,
Sounds
I think it's Amp. I think it's Amp's birthday. I think so.
Whew.
Yeah.
Crazy week.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's going to be a crazy week. Yeah, it'll be fun, man. So, hey, thank you so much again, Shens. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you. And until next episode.
All right.
Have a good one.